Hello and welcome to Cutting the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben and this week I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
Pete. Hello. Today we carry on our CERN Conspiracies episode with part 2. Part 2. Well, only if you're French. It's all good, isn't it? I was just say, you think you've missed one, R.I.P. You haven't done one of them for a while.
Well.
Sabu, the legendary wrestler.
Who?
Sabu, he wrestled in ECW and WWE.
That's
died
cool.
after his last performance in the ring when he was high on a drug designed to get him through the match.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? See, I had one that was more high up on my agenda, to be fair. Eddie Jordan.
Oh, Formula One man.
Yeah, Eddie Jordan.
Don't give two shits.
Absolute legend. Well, it doesn't matter whether you
Don't-
give two shits about him or not.
Don't do Formula One.
Doesn't matter. It's not just about Formula One. He was a legend in not just motor racing. He did a
What
lot,
else?
didn't he?
What else? I don't know. Tell me.
He was an advocate for driving. I don't fucking know.
So it's Formula One, then?
You can edit that wank stain comment out.
It's
can't
Formula
you?
One, though, isn't it?
So fucking
Wait,
what?
you
Do we
think
do
so?
that when you say something that none of us is interested
You
in?
just said something about a wrestler that no one's ever hit.
Yeah,
we've
no
never
one's
I never
heard
heard
of
it, I
it.
did
And
go,
nobody,
oh.
He brought
nobody
joy
shit
to,
all over
brought
your
joy to
comment.
hundreds of thousands.
I'm sure he did.
And I guarantee you now, Eddie Jordan brought much more joy to many more people.
Yeah, but he never took a fucking barbed wire steel chair to the back, did he? You know,
made one, didn't he?
repeatedly,
Yeah, he might have done.
repeatedly,
You
Sabu
don't know
was
what
known
kinks-
for doing barbed wire
You know what
matches.
kinks he was into?
Well, you know what? I don't. You're right.
But no,
My apologies to you, Eddie.
Eddie Jordan, legend, R.I.P. to him.
Right, let's thank some new returning listeners and then we'll crack on with it. Where should we start today? Wandsworth in the UK.
Wandsworth?
Isn't that a prison?
Fucking one.
It might be.
Yeah,
There's
well,
definitely a prison there. Isn't
That's the only thing it's famous for, isn't it?
If you are currently a Majesty's pleasure and listen to this, then you know, I hope you didn't do anything too bad.
That's where Charlie Bronson
Charles
was.
Bronson.
Charles Bronson was Wandsworth Prison. Or is.
If you are Charles Bronson,
I thought we died, yeah.
is he still alive?
No.
Dead, I think.
Oh.
No. He's still alive, Charles
Is he?
Bronson. He was trying to get out not long ago.
If you are Charles Bronson and you listen to us, then I've seen your film, just to let you know.
Legend.
Well, no, he's a violent criminal. I think he'd admit that himself.
Isn't there an actor called Charles Bronson as well?
Oh, there is, yeah.
It was in Death Wish.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I wish I was dead. First one's pretty good, actually.
They're mental. Have you ever seen them, Claire?
No.
It's the first kind of one of the first vigilante films.
It's just like
Doesn't Jeff
Violence,
Goldblum play the
violence.
rapist in that?
it does in the first one.
Yeah. Jeff Goldblum was a
The third
rapist.
one's pretty
No
mental,
way.
if I remember.
Anyway, new city in America, Bron in France, Frankfurt am Main in Germany, Albuquerque in the US, Hastings and Birmingham in the UK, Boardman, Council Bluffs, Ashburn in the US, Dublin, Ireland, Madrid, Spain, Falkenstein, Germany, Los Angeles in the US, Guadalajara, Spain, and Fremont? Am I saying that? Fremont? I'm sure you can tell me how I pronounce it. Well done, you're top of the list.
We've got a few new areas today as well, so welcome any new listeners.
Indeed, follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, YouTube Apocalypse Ball, SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting platforms. Cutting to the Bull in the PTA.
Tell your friends.
Exactly. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, anyone that could put on a pair of headphones, really, or listen. So anyone with arms and ears and the ability to hear is fine.
And comprehend English.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
also a bonus.
Yeah.
Especially me after a few beers. Anyway, let's start this thing. The Illuminati and Ancient Secrets.
Should we just do a recap of what we did?
Well, I'm hoping they've listened to the first one, to be honest.
But it might have been a week.
It might have been a week,
for
yeah.
them.
It's true. What did we speak with? Mandela effect.
Yeah.
We got into that. We got into how the Large Hadron Collider works and what it may do, and the Higgs boson particle. And that was
The apparent sacrificial.
and the
side
sacrifice
of it.
video, yeah. Yes, indeed, the sacrificial video. So people think CERN might be a bit dodgy in terms of things. All these brilliant minds gathered around with near unlimited funding, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah.
Maybe what they told us it was for may not be entirely true.
I
Might
think,
be true as well.
I think they're just trying to create like some kind of wormhole or something. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Don't you think there should just be concentrating on power for the globe. You know,
That's what they should be
free
doing.
power.
That's
and-
that's what they should.
You'll
be
never
doing.
get free power as long as there's energy companies, will you? Until there's massive nationalisation.
No, but free reusable power that we don't have to destroy the earth to
Well, they're
create.
working on that, aren't they?
Well, they're meant to be.
Cold fusion and all that.
I'd
People are
imagine they're
working
doing that
on it.
shit at CERN, to be fair. And if the Higgs boson particle can turn up and give a massive amount of mass to a proton, that suggests quite a bit of energy involved.
Maybe
So-
we can, yeah.
So if you can harness the Higgs boson and maybe find more than one,
But how many millions are going to die in the process of them
Well,
finding that?
I'm not responsible for
Well-
that.
When they make the quark bomb, and we're definitely dead.
What's a quark
Well,
bomb?
it's smaller than an atom, isn't it?
Right.
If you split an atom, I assume if you split a quark, I imagine it's going to be more powerful.
Have you watched the video on this, or are you just assuming?
There's an old 80s comedy called Whoops Apocalypse, and it was in that.
Whoops apocalypse.
Sounds like really
Shit.
tangible evidence that
Yeah.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
A
it's
show,
theory,
a
isn't
show
it?
called Whoops Apocalypse
It's
is
just a
giving
theory.
our science officer his scientific points.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
a theory,
god!
isn't it? A quark bomb, in theory, could be a thing.
This is actually where he's got all of his scientific information from. Everything's ever said has
Everything
been from that
is
show.
from Whoops Apocalypse. You never hear Spock quoting a fucking. I'm assuming it was a one-season show
It
called,
was, yeah.
called Whoops
This is
Apocalypse.
the same man that's got fucked up facts from Q1.
What are we even doing? No, we talk about bollocks all the time. Our
Yeah.
science officers getting fucking.
It's not my fault. I'm the only one that's most qualified out of all of us, just about.
Yeah. Well.
Pass a
How's
GCSE.
that?
Get a B in GCSE physics.
GCSE physics.
Oh, right.
Chemistry and biology.
Okay. I also got B's in.
Oh, did
I
you?
got two
Oh.
B's, yeah.
Ah, but you're the
So-
fact checker.
And I was also a nuclear biological
Well, there we go. Then you can take the
Technician.
job, please.
as
Please
a
have it.
medic on the
Why do you want to
submarine.
stop being science officer? I thought you liked
I think
Mr.
he
Spock.
needs to.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, I think you're right.
No, I'll stick with the fact checking. Can I just be world leader? Can I
No,
just be
you
the world
didn't pick it at the
president?
hat, sorry.
Oh,
You stuck with fact checker, but I've got science officer.
bugger.
You know, I was worried against the last two because I didn't want to be the token female. Sorry, Claire, I didn't mean that. I really didn't mean that. I just thought it'd be a weird, you know. It was weird.
Many a truth said in jest, though.
I know.
I didn't honestly mean it like that. Just, you know.
He did. He's a sexist pig.
Oh, it's toxic masculinity coursing through my veins. No. Right, so the Illuminati. Some believe that CERN is actually controlled by the Illuminati, the Freemasons, or other elite secret societies.
That would conjoin with the sacrificey thing, the devil worshipy thing, wouldn't it?
It would.
Linked with that, if there
Is-
was, if what we supposedly knew about, you know what I mean?
It's
one
not
of
a
them,
conspiracy.
isn't it?
It's not a conspiracy to say that a lot of people in high society and important positions are members of secret societies.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I was asked to join the Freemasons. I was invited to a
You're
lodge.
desperate.
Oh, some of us have a societal position, mate.
That's it
When
now.
was that?
About Christmas time, I was invited to a lodge.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been. Just want to point that out.
That's what they all say, isn't it? With the fucking secret handshakes and winks
Yeah.
and that, you know? He's like, no, I know nothing. Doesn't exist.
Although the night I was re-elected, there was a blood moon. I don't know what that says.
That's not a joke either, is it?
It's not a joke. Genuinely, it's not.
Sign of the apocalypse, isn't it?
I am one of the fourth horsemen.
You got a funny birthmark on the back of your head as well, haven't you?
It's weird that I was actually born on the 3rd of the 3rd, 83, which is half
Oh,
of 666.
That's dodgy.
My bank card has 666 on it
Yeah, definitely the Antichrist.
as well. I had to read my bank. I was like, fuck me, my card's got 666 on it. Yeah, it is the most metal bank card. Anyway, the Illuminati technically does mean the illuminated ones, people of high intelligence who resisted the Spanish Inquisition and the church's ban on science, which is why we had a renaissance in the 1500s in Europe. Still waiting for theirs in America. Boom, boom.
You've got Skull and Bones, haven't you?
Skull and Bones, of course. There were the college fraternities, aren't they? But most US presidents have been part of Skull and Bones.
That's the ones we know of.
The Bushes definitely were. I think anyone that goes to Yale is, and you get your family's very wealthy. You end up in Skull and Bones, especially if your family members have been in it.
What's Skull and Bones?
It's a secret society.
Okay.
I forget which university it is. It could be Yale, could be Harvard, could be somewhere else. I forget which one off the top of my head. Yeah, but they lock you in a closet for initiation, and you all come out and get drunk. That kind of shit. It's basically just a drinking club, but you all wear robes. We should start one.
Can we just wear normal clothes?
No, we're wearing robes.
Okay.
That's a definite.
Fair enough.
Robes are a given. Sorry.
We're sacrificing virgins.
No, we're not doing that. Are we talking
Might
like...
get in
I'm
trouble
safe
for
then,
that.
I'm safe.
Yeah, we might get in trouble for that, to be fair. Well, we could do sex magic. We get more people.
What's sex magic?
Oh, we've never done the Alistair Crowley thing with you guys, have we? Yeah, I'll look it up.
Listen to our podcast.
All right. What's it called?
Well, we did one a long time ago.
Yeah.
Satanism.
Went over his head, didn't it? listen to the podcast. So what's it called?
It's called Cutting the Bun on the Post of the Podcast.
Oh right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll check that
I
out.
thought you meant the episode.
Man, I think it's like episode 6.66.
Oh.
Yeah, but we also did the film, didn't we? Based on him.
Yes.
That's probably better to listen to.
Yeah, I was
Probably just watch the film.
Yeah,
you
we'll
could
watch
do.
it.
Yeah. I was about 10 hours into
I'm trying to
reading.
plug the podcast.
Oh right. Sorry. Yeah. Skip the film. Just go
Watch
straight
the
to
film and then
podcast.
listen to the podcast.
Yes.
I'm currently about 10 hours into reading the Liebers of Alistair Crowley for the redo of that episode, and I'm hoping after 20 it'll make sense.
Alistair Crowley, is that the witch hunter dude?
No.
Alistair Crowley, who's that?
He's the great beast,
He's a
666,
magician.
the most wickedest man in the world. He was an occultist in the turn of the century, 18-something to 1946, and
It's a name I recognise, but
he's the last man you can probably call a magician, but it's
Right.
magic with a K,
okay.
rather than just putting a rabbit out of a hat. It's fascinating. But yes, so CERN's power isn't... CERN's goal isn't science, it's power. Controlling reality, time, energy, or even opening channels for ancient forces. So
Targets.
do the Illuminati want to control us all by shifting the timeline? So let's say this isn't our original timeline. Let's say that we actually overthrow the government. We took over the people of the earth rose up and wiped out the globalists. But guess what? They've got the power to back time us onto another timeline where they don't. Where we don't.
Earth.
Rewind the earth. Put us up to the timeline.
Interesting theory.
I think
They
so.
would stop it, wouldn't they?
That would explain your things like your Mandela effect, wouldn't it?
In that scenario, the Mandela effect would be a given, wouldn't it? Because for all we know, like 2 weeks ago, there was a revolution,
Yeah.
It's
They
like-
reset it.
and they just reset it.
It's like that Beatles film.
Yellow Submarine.
No, it's the newer film that was done. The guy that he woke up one
He
day.
was like the fifth Beatle, wasn't he?
No, he's the only person that remembers the Beatles existed.
Ah, yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And he's right. He starts singing a Beatles song, and his friends are all like, "No way, that was amazing!" Like making them cry and shit. Like
Yeah.
this beautiful song, and he's
First
like,
time I'd
"What
ever
is the
heard it."
Beatles at that? Who?" Nobody's heard of the Beatles, so he's like, "Well, I know all the fucking songs." So he basically coins the songs as his own.
Makes
becomes
sense.
like a fucking superstar. But there's like another couple of people in the world
That can't remember the Beatles.
that have got
Yeah.
these little flash it memories, and they're like, hold on, nah, I remember the. But it's literally like a few people. But it's like it's a
Doesn't it go
similar
to find-
principle of this Mandela effect, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it makes
Did
you
he
wonder.
find John Lennon at the end?
Yes, he did. He
Yeah.
sits. He's living in like a fucking caravan on the
Yeah.
edge of the beach, kind of thing. Because he was never murdered, obviously.
Yeah.
Quite a good film, actually. I was,
Oh, it's just
I was
like-
pleasantly
it's not too bad.
surprised by it.
It sounds like a nice feel-good film.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
I don't even really like the Beatles that much. I thought it was alright.
I prefer the Beatles to Elvis, does it?
Yeah, I'm with you on
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
I'm with you on that.
I mean, I'd have been a lot happier with that film if it was about Elvis not existing.
But no, honestly, what is it called? It's not every... No.
Don't know. Is it one of the songs, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
I've seen
remember.
it.
But it is a good film. It's worth watching. You could find what it's called quite easily, I'm sure.
And what about
I've got
occultism?
it
We might need to get a bit of Google search going on now, Mike, to show Claire and Pete the CERN logo. But apparently, conspiracy theorists not only point to the Shiva statue, but also the 666 pattern they claim to see in the logo and the ritual-like design of the Large Hadron Collider ring.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen the logo for it.
You can see it, I guess, a little bit if you use your imagination. The CERN logo does look a bit funny, I must admit. Let's start with the layout of the Large Hadron Collider, because we were just talking about it. It's a large circle, there's a circle, a smaller circle inside it to the bottom left, and in between are several access corridors, which give it the illusion that it could be some kind of star.
Yeah.
Well, they look like sixes.
No,
The
the
actual
layout of
logo.
the Large Hadron Collider,
Oh,
the logo we'll
sorry.
do in a sec.
Yeah.
As we were just talking about the layout. Yeah, it's not really a sigil or anything. Sigils
You
usually
can-
straight lines or ritualised. You can do different types, but not usually like that. Although I'm not an expert, I'm about 10 hours in.
You can understand why people may familiarise it with some kind of pentagram, the kind
Yeah.
of different sigils you have in satanic rituals and things like that. You can understand where people would get the connection.
Not necessarily satanic.
No, but just as an example, yeah, you can understand where people might see that and go, ooh, is that not just some kind of crazy circle used to empower spirits and whatever it could be, who knows? There's all sorts of different...
So ancient
Summoning
summoning
circles,
circles. I mean,
yeah.
who used to say? I mean, if you go with the whole Babylonian gods, like what's his name, Mike Molech. But these occultists, these elites worship. Then yeah, maybe it's something like that. I mean, there's a lot of symbolism with those guys, isn't there? Let's face it.
Yeah, maybe there's something with a hexagon shape as well.
Yeah.
Hexagon storm on Saturn, I reckon.
Oh, the black cube.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Actually, they reckon that we all worship Saturn.
Ooh.
Roman god, technically.
Is he?
I believe. Well, the Romans ripped everything off, didn't they?
Because it's all about the black cube. It's like in Mecca, they all walk around that black cube.
The
In
Jewish,
Judaism.
they have the little black cube on their head. If you fold a crucifix out, forms into a perfect cube.
Cube, yeah.
So what is this cube, though?
It's this weird thing on Saturn that looks. It's like a storm, isn't
Yeah.
it? And it looks like a black cube.
Something to do with Saturn, anyway.
Yeah, there's definitely something to do with Saturn.
We did do an episode a long time
Saturn
ago.
being like the 6th planet as well.
But the
and the cube having
Romans wouldn't
6
have known,
sides and.
Something like
The
that.
Romans wouldn't know fuck all about that, would they?
Well, have you ever heard the Romans that went to space?
The Romans knew about Saturn because you can see it in the sky with your naked eye.
The Roman Christmas is Saturnalia.
Yeah, but
That's what I celebrate.
they wouldn't have been able to get a close look at it to see that fucking...
No, but they said there's something weird about Saturn that it's... We've only just recently figured out there's a black cube, but there's some
Yeah.
pull of Saturn to us that makes us want to worship something on there, or it. Some ancient Saturn god.
Yeah, okay.
It's always had some hold over us. The Islamic faith walks around a big black cube.
Yeah.
If you fold a crucifix out, it makes a perfect cube. If you fold a crucifix in, it makes a perfect cube, and it's weird.
Yep.
Saturn cube theory for YouTube. That was that.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Listen to our episode on it.
Quite an
Wasn't it?
interesting theory, that one.
Anyway,
The 666
the
pattern.
666 pattern in the logo.
It's
Yeah.
more like 66665.
A lot of sixes in the Clair.
A lot of sixes. There's 5 of them. Yeah, 5 of them.
Well, there's actually 2 sixes because there's actually only 2 circles. Really.
You're supposed to go by the tails, aren't you?
Yeah. But
then
it's just someone who couldn't fucking write 6 very well.
Can you flick back to the logo, Mike, a second, please? Yeah, I don't really see it.
I can understand why
I'm
people
seeing
choose
three, I'm
to see
seeing
it.
three.
Well, you see Satan everywhere, mate.
Like,
It is everywhere. Think about it. Coca-Cola.
well, it's
666.
like that whole fucking eye thing they do when they pinch
Vodafone.
their forefinger and thumb together and
the
make
Vodafone
666 and then look through it through the eye.
Monster Energy.
But you can see it in anything if you fucking look hard enough, can't you?
Why is it there?
We like sixes. Saturn, sixth planet.
Come on.
It's Saturn. I've just figured it
It's
all
the
out.
beast, isn't it? We're making us all worship the beast.
Oh, he seems an alright guy.
I'm not saying whether it's true or not. I'm just saying they believe it.
Yeah.
Oh yes, true.
Maybe it's just a representation of the CERN circle thing. Because that's, it is one.
Well, of course that's what they'll say.
Oh, that's what they would say,
It's
isn't
like
it?
NASA when they say
Oh, go on, give us the NASA
that. You've seen NASA symbol, haven't you?
NASA logo.
Got a few stars on it, innit?
No, we
and a
better,
red,
Mike, you better Google the NASA logo.
and a red sort of comet tail, is it?
Exact. A rocket's exhaust, or as Mike prefers.
Hang
to-
on, let them see if they can work it out. What's the first thing you see?
Claire will
Okay.
just see a big penis.
Well, that's true enough. Right, what are you seeing, guys? Come on, we all.
Seemed like a comet going right in a sort of circle.
Yeah.
With the letters NASA, and then
Some stars.
stars,
Big stars.
and then that red thing that's going through. It looks
What
like.
does the red thing look like?
A snake's tongue.
It does.
Oh God!
What do you think?
Reptilians.
Oh,
Forked tongue.
Or
That is the only thing it looks
Yeah.
like.
They say it's meant to represent the contours of the space shuttle
they say it's the rocket trails of the.
or something like that. Some bullshit.
They're full of shit.
Come on, look at it.
That's full of shit. That excuse is full of shit. But there's nothing else in the world really that looks like other than the forked tongue of a serpent.
It does, doesn't it?
it's got one thick bit and one thin bit. So no, it's not.
That's an angle perspective, though, isn't it?
Do you mean an angle perspective?
What else
You're
could it
looking at a
be?
fucking flat screen.
What else could it be, Claire?
If it's 3D, isn't it?
It's just a whoosh.
It's the contrails of the rocket as it goes
It's a
up.
whoosh.
The booster engines
Of course
It's the booster engines boosting it up, and then the main thruster taking
Well,
over.
it's just a theory. But
Don't get me wrong. I'm not agreeing with the theory. It is just Mike said, what does it look like? The only other thing I can think in the world that could look like is the tongue of a serpent. I mean, it doesn't look like a tongue of a serpent, but it's the only thing it could look like.
And also, yeah, okay, serpent in the Bible. Again,
Seems like a cool guy.
just saying.
Being
Well, it is
overthought. It's just a whoosh.
Maybe it is.
They just wanted to
Maybe
make it
it
look
is.
pretty. Anyway, back to CERN.
Back to CERN. The resurrection of Nimrod theory. One of the most bizarre theories that CERN is being used to resurrect Nimrod, a biblical king associated with rebellion and forbidden knowledge.
Bollocks!
Why the fuck not? The idea: scientists allegedly found Nimrod's DNA in ancient Mesopotamian ruins and are using the LHC to reanimate him or summon him as a tool of the New World Order.
How would they know it's his
Metal.
DNA?
That's metal as fuck.
But
Let's resurrect an
Well,
ancient
Because
god
they
king.
found a sarcophagus with the name Nimrod on, maybe? I don't know.
That,
How do they know that it's Tutankhamun? How do they know? I don't
It's
know.
got his name on the door,
That's
hasn't it? Yeah.
I can't see scientists wanting to get behind that.
It's fucking ace though, isn't it? I mean, it's cool.
A genuine scientist. Yeah, I'm up for this.
Yeah, let's resurrect an ancient god king. We've got his DNA.
Don't ever send the mummy.
Yeah, but it all worked out well in the end.
Once you get Tom Cruise on the go, we'll be
Oh,
alright.
no, we'll get Brendan
Or
Fraser on the
Brendan
go.
Fraser.
I know he's a bit old now, but he'll be fine.
Bit fat too,
He's lost some weight.
has he?
Yeah.
Spoke to him last week.
Yeah.
You Trump.
Well, he did go a bit fat though. I don't mean it nastily.
But
But
he
from-
gained weight for the role. He gained weight for the role.
was that all?
In a
it
film
was,
called
though?
The Whale.
The whale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he lost it after, did he?
I think he's not as fat as he was, though.
Because he was really buff, wasn't he, back in the day?
He was George the Jungle.
That's what I mean. He was really
Kind of
well
a-
groomed.
You can't have a fat George the Jungle, can you?
That was actually quite a funny
It was alright. I used to love the cartoon as a kid.
Never seen it either.
We'll do it as one of our film reviews.
So are the Illuminati trying to... Oh, I suppose it's the Illuminati trying to raise an ancient god king of forbidden knowledge?
Yes.
God, he's a science officer. You know, I'm with you, fuck it.
I think they're trying to do both things.
I just think they're clutching at straws. They've spent all these billions and billions and billions of pounds creating this thing like that. Right, it really is good for nothing. Okay,
I think it's good for
right.
nothing as
Let's
well.
let's pretend we're looking for this now.
They found the Higgs boson particle, allegedly.
Didn't though, did they?
Well, they've got evidence it exists.
Yeah, and now what they're doing with it?
Try to find it
Still
again.
studying it, aren't they?
Yeah, and what's it going to do?
Sounds about as
Well,
much
look-
evidence as God to me.
If you can capture it, then you've got pretty much unlimited energy.
If
If you can capture
But
it.
if is anything, if we
You
can,
recreate it.
if we can make a nuclear reactor,
Make it
if we can
stable
make a
or
power
whatever, I don't know.
station.
Make a quad bomb.
God.
no, but you know what I mean. Like they've had this thing. How long's this been built for now?
It takes time, Pete.
Yeah,
So you can't just click your fingers
They
and,
want to
and
make
do
one
it.
there, don't they? They think it's big enough to find out what they want.
Because they need to bring Nimrod back, so they need a
Yeah.
bigger fucking thing. That's why I'm in for this.
Or they need a bigger to smash particles faster.
Yeah.
as long as Godzilla don't turn up, we'll be okay.
Well, I don't think he will, but
Yeah.
there is the possibility we have been sucked into an alternate, shittier dimension.
I'd say the Godzilla dimension was pretty shitty.
I'd say that one is too, yeah. Yeah.
It's
Unless
not
of
that
course, unless of course the world ended in 1998 because of a Godzilla attack and they shifted us into another dimension. But we didn't. We're taught of it through
long.
film.
That shit
I was going to say
1998 film.
that film was
Yeah.
actually a documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's in our subconscious, so we make
Ferris
films about
Bueller.
Godzilla.
It was Ferris Bueller, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was in that film.
Well, Ferris Bueller.
No, Godzilla.
He was.
Or was he Godzilla?
No, he's just a bloke who looks like my dad
Oh,
is
right.
in that film. Like, he's one of them supporting actors, so you see him a fair bit.
I think he was like the general one, isn't it?
I think he might have been,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, time travel, dark matter, and the end of the world.
That sounds the
Bring it
Oh,
most
on.
likely.
I'll be out on the lawn naked, swinging from a bottle of whiskey. As soon as I see that tidal wave of matter coming at me that's wiping everything out.
Mike will be quickly chucking on his double denim,
It won't be an
It's the same
apocalypse
bit.
at that point.
just in case he survives.
Yeah.
Someone who's fairly prominent turned up to the VE celebrations in double denim and I mocked them for it. I was like, are you wearing double denim? As you're not an 80s status quo fan, mate. What are you doing?
Heathen.
I'm not, I'm a fucking realist.
He was the coolest guy there.
He
you
was
know.
not. So time travel speculation. Theorists claim CERN may be experimenting with time loops or wormholes. This connects to the infamous John Titor. Have you ever heard of John Titor?
I have, yeah.
Guy who was posting on message boards claiming to be a time traveller. It was the very early days of the internet, like the pioneer canvas covered wagon days of the internet. Message boards were more of a thing, and this guy was claiming to be, he had a really well thought out story, but he claimed he'd been sent back through time, and he needed parts from this time for the future. Basically, they couldn't
said that-
recreate certain parts of a computer or something like that, was it?
Something like that. He said that CERN developed time travel by 2034.
And everything gone to shit as well.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he wasn't he a fucking soldier and things had gone to shit, and his side needed these parts to make a computer again.
But there can't be any time travellers because they never turned up to Stephen Hawking's birthday.
His party, yeah.
Maybe time travellers aren't allowed to do that. There might be like,
Well, you
a
can go back and
code.
post on the internet.
Well,
A code.
there's what's our stargazer dude called?
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. So he does believe time travel will exist at some point, and he actually technically does.
Yeah.
But what he does say is time travel will never be possible to go back in time. The only time travel that will ever be possible is to go forward in time, not back in time. He's not the only scientist that said this. There was like an Indian woman that was talking about it as well. It's all to do with like space travel
It's the
and things like
grandfather
that.
paradox, isn't it?
But yeah, you can go forward in time, but they reckon backwards in time is an impossibility. Forwards in time is a possibility.
So you can still go forwards and meet your grandson, technically.
But
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to go back
You
to
can do
where
that
you
now.
came from.
No.
You can do that now.
So yeah, I know, but at a much faster rate. So Pete, for example, Pete time travels forwards as his age, 62.
Not quite.
You know, he meets, let's say, his son Adam's kids, but he'd still be like he'd be Adam's age, for example. So he'd be 42, Adam would be 42. Let's say he's got 2 teenage kids. Pete could meet them if he time travels forward.
Yeah.
But then what would happen with myself? Would I
You'd
not
still
be in that timeline?
You'd still be you.
I'd still
still
just
be
be
you.
me
You'd
as I am now.
You'd have disappeared one
Yeah,
day.
Yeah.
from our point of view, you disappeared.
Yeah, and then
Never to
come
be
back
seen
at the
again.
same age.
And then, yeah, you can
And you-
come
you-
and see us like in the nursing home
Yeah.
for a live
Oh
still.
well, I'll feed you. I'll feed you your dinner.
Oh, I got.
I'll wipe that mush off the side of your chin and.
You look like someone I used to know, Sonny. He was a
I'm
cunt.
getting
I can't believe you're still wearing that mayoral necklace. Fucking hell.
They gave it me for life.
You weren't
still
supposed
there.
to keep that, you know.
I'm still there now.
That's what we tell him every day.
if he thinks he's lost it, oh, he kicks off. He does. He cries endlessly.
Yes, goes the Carter. You won the last election. You're still there.
Get up and do your speech.
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, is it put a real dampener on my going back to Egypt with AK-47.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, has put a dampener on that.
Yeah.
But I can go ahead in time at least. So
If you're a 4-dimensional being, you should be okay. You become.
Oh, that's nice. I just pop into one now, shall I?
I'll give him a call and see if they can sort that out for me.
He even referenced the use of John Teeter, that is, referenced the use of microscopic black holes, exactly the kind CERN is known to experiment with. And yes, there has been very tiny little black holes appearing in the Large Hadron Collider, as in the mic. Pete, you're good in for his job. You tell me.
Well, they discovered. I haven't got a fucking clue.
I think there's a concern that this kind of thing can create very tiny black holes.
It is one of the things I'd heard, and that was one of the biggest worries about it, isn't it? What if it creates one that's a little bit too big for them to control and starts fucking swallowing up the world?
And this is maybe what kind of happened, which threw us into a timeline or a Mandela effect. It all kind of boils down to this one. Did they lose control of a black hole? Did it envelop the Earth and put us into an alternate timeline? Claire?
No. So they make these little black holes. How are they controlling them? What do they just throw things into it and
Might
see
want to
what
fact
happens?
check that, Pete, because I'm not sure about that.
I've heard, this is a theory, anyway. The idea is that they appear for like a fraction of a second.
Or what
and
they perceive to be.
The readings we have received from black holes through various means match what CERN have had appearing for like a fraction of a second in the Large Hadron Collider. The signatures match.
Right, and they're still moving forward with this. That's not very clever.
There's
I'm
literally
afraid.
as they appear for a fraction of a second.
Oh, we want to see more black holes. Oh, what the fuck? What? Why would you even continue with that?
Why do we continue to make AI more intelligent
Yeah.
and put it in robot bodies coated in human skin? Why do we endeavour to do that?
We're not very good at
So
estimating and
No black holes have been made.
no,
by
I didn't
CERN.
think.
That's what CERN is saying.
But it's the concern that it could create one.
There we go.
This is what I'd heard. That was where there was a lot of people that were quite against it, because what if they do open up a black hole and that's it, swells up the
Then
world, we're all
I'm
fucked.
sure Brian Cox will probably say it's a load of bollocks. It can't be done.
Well, don't
just-
worry, it's not going to happen. Don't worry, it won't happen, because there's no
Has he
such
gone
thing
from
as a
up
black
north?
hole.
He's gone up north, has he?
Yeah, he's from
Northern,
Manchester,
isn't he?
isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
He was in the band D-Ream, don't you remember? Things can only get better.
Do you know what though?
Yeah.
He's one of my favourite scientists because he's so He's so softly spoken. He's very endearing.
Who's your favourite?
It probably is actually Brian Cox, to be fair.
David Attenborough, does he count?
Well,
as a scientist?
He's not a scientist.
No, but he's
What
pretty
about in
into
the,
it,
in
though,
the
isn't he?
sky at night?
Oh, Patrick Moore.
Oh, he's
The
like
monocle. The games master.
Yeah.
yeah, I think
You can't knock the Hawk. Come on.
I think-
Stephen Hawkins.
I think Brian Cox is my favourite. I know his voice just got on my nerves.
I can see that.
I'm joking.
No,
I like Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku's fun,
It's a bit
Japanese
one tone,
guy.
innit?
Yeah, it was very monotone, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
They didn't have the
Fucking
they didn't have the
hell.
robot. They didn't have the AI they had back then. It was just, this is your best robot voice. Go for it. Nowadays they'd have recorded his voice and everything, and he'd have had phrases to say and all sorts of shit.
Like they did with.
They're doing it with his
rugby
stepdad.
player.
They've recorded his stepdad. It's stuff like cup of tea, love.
He's having hard time talking and stuff now.
No, not yet. But they do it in advance, and you kind of add to it over time. You do your basics first, and then it progresses. You do so many. I think you do it like once
Has
a
he
year.
got MND? Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
CERN is also studying dark matter, a mysterious substance making up most of the universe's mass, yet completely invisible.
Isn't that what the little thing eats off Futurama?
Dark matter, yeah, I think it is.
Isn't it?
It's what
Or
powers
is it
the
what
ship.
it shits? Does it
Yeah.
poo
Oh,
it?
that's it. He shits it out and they use it to power the ship.
Yeah, it shits dark
Yeah.
matter, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
If you've ever read Angels and Demons, it's a really good book and it's not a bad film. It's not as good as Da Vinci Code, but it was my favourite book out of the two. That's got an antimatter bomb, which is, they reckon will be the most powerful bomb ever. Because anything it comes into contact with, as soon as antimatter touches itself, that's it.
It creates that
That's
into
different. That's
antimatter. at the same-
antimatter. That's not dark matter.
No, but still,
Something completely different.
we're covering on antimatter.
Okay, yeah.
It's next, to be fair. Dark matter, some believe dark matter may be tied to spiritual energy, portals, or even alternate dimensions, which again, it's all coming together. As every good conspiracy theory should.
Well, this is what Sheldon was trying to create, wasn't it? Basically.
Never seen it.
You've never watched
I
Big
know I
Bang
should
Theory.
like it. I should like it. I don't know why I've never seen it.
It's
Never
hilarious.
mind,
You'd
true.
love it. You would love it.
I
I
know
think.
people say I
You
probably
really would. But he's trying to create like the extra dimension. He tricks his mates, and sets up like a little video cam and does like a little CGI video over it and things like that. So they
Right.
think he's created a little portal. But that yeah, it's just very funny. But that's what the scientists in there. They're all kind of working towards all of that kind of thing as well.
Where are the creators of the Big Bang Theory getting it from, Pete?
Oh yeah, they're
It's
all
happened.
They're all scientists.
It's all happened. They know it's happened. They're putting it into the show to warn us.
They're like creator team. It's full of scientists, like proper, well-versed, educated scientists.
Exactly. They know it's happened.
Yeah.
They're warning us.
Well, never know.
Claire?
What?
What? No, really? Yeah, what?
Big
Oh.
Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah, I used to
Is
watch
it
that.
warning us?
No.
Yeah.
not a soft disclosure, just a pure comedy.
Well, others point to antimatter, which is unstable and can release massive amounts of energy, theorising it could be used as a weapon or an interdimensional key. I'm going for weapon first. Antimatter bombs.
I'd rather use the interdimensional side of it first.
No, I'm saying what will be developed first.
Oh, right.
It's in the mist. You don't want that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but also it's in Stargate.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but how many other Stargate teams didn't make it back, and we only ever saw the ones that always did? I bet they weren't the only.
pussies.
I bet they weren't the only Stargate team, Claire. Sorry.
My mind's just blown trying to visualise this big round thing, and then there's just some antimatter. Where would the bomb come from?
Oh,
What's
the-
going
no,
on?
no, no.
If you can capture antimatter,
Uh-huh.
stick it in a bomb, have them held apart somehow until it's due to detonate,
Detonation, yeah.
and then they collide, it will create a massive amount of energy,
Yeah.
like a huge, unparalleled, explosive amount of energy, which could be more than a hydrogen bomb.
But this all depends on whether they can create antimatter or not,
That's it.
and then control it. And that's the scary thing.
It could be looking for it within the Large Hadron Collider. And if they do get antimatter, and all of a sudden CERN becomes rulers of the world because they're the only ones that have an antimatter bomb, we might all be launched into a second renaissance because we were ruled by science.
Or blow the world up.
Wow.
Or blow the
See,
world
my
up.
worry is, as it finds it, if it finds it, like antimatter, or a black hole, or dark matter, all these different things, yeah? If it does accidentally find these things, and they have no way of controlling it, that's it. It could be the end of the world
Could be.
anyway.
It's the end
Yeah.
of the world.
So the CERN
Oh,
machine,
great song.
the CERN machine could bring the end to the world,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yes.
It's a risky business.
Because they
isn't
don't
it?
know what they're fucking dealing with. They don't. It's all theories.
Of course.
But if any of their theories come half correct,
Well, hold on. Theory in science doesn't mean it's unproven. It means it is proven. It's proven.
on paper,
No.
mathematically,
No,
an
not
equation.
mathematically. No, it's been proven
Here we go.
with
His
experiments.
wings here.
Yeah,
Come
there
on.
we go.
Come on,
Proven
Mike.
with experiments, can be tested and retested, and it proves to be true.
Okay, so hypotheses
Yes.
then, not
Hypothesis.
theories. Hypotheses.
Look at
So-
that, he fucking banged you on the science
Yeah.
officer's diploma then, didn't he?
Got me badge back.
Got his badge back now, Pete.
But so the hypotheses then.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, so who knows? Even if it gets half of it right, it could be the bad half that it gets right, and that could be.
Well, it could be.
the
We
big
could have
disaster.
we
then
could have the mist, couldn't we?
it could be anything. couldn't
Creatures
it?
come flooding in from another dimension.
Oh, Pacific Rim.
Yeah. could be
Maybe we're going to
anything.
build giant robots to fight giant monsters, kaijus.
Or the Cro-Mags.
You want the Chromax?
From Sliders.
Oh right, so remember that
Anyone
one.
ever see that in the 90s?
Maybe that is also a show that because we've been launched into a dimension numerous times, that has imprinted itself on someone who could remember it.
Yeah, the Cro-Mags were interdimensional beings that's evolved from
Cro-Magnon man.
that's it.
So was that step before Neanderthal?
Something like that. And they can travel through different dimensions and basically they're just enslaving everybody they come across.
Well, that's not very nice.
Well, that's a problem, yeah.
Yeah, it's an issue, isn't it?
We're talking about things that could end up tits up.
So are these turning up in someone's house, enslaving them and taking them back?
Yeah, well, just enslaving them in their dimension.
Oh, right, so I haven't got to worry
Taking
about
over,
Cro-Magnon
you know,
just
like-
coming through my bedroom, a port in my bedroom corner and enslaving me.
They're like the Nazis on space acid.
And they got jackboots. All right, fair enough.
So that'd be shit.
Yeah, and we have spoken about the black hole fear, haven't we?
Yeah.
Closing thoughts then. CERN might actually be the best fucking secret facility, science facility on Earth. I said secret then by accident. It wasn't a Freudian slip. But when you mix secrecy, billion-dollar experiments and stuff like dark matter and time loops, it's no surprise people start asking, what are they really doing? And whether you believe CERN is cracking the code of the universe or cracking the universe itself, one thing is certain. The story of CERN is as mysterious as the particles it studies.
It's on the frontier of science, isn't it?
Well, it's like magic to us, isn't it? They always say if some aliens land and their technology is so far advanced, it'll seem like magic to us. Like they can conjure food out of nothing.
Star Trek, yeah.
Star Trek Future.
Well, it won't. At first, it seemed like magic until they said, you know, show you
Well, yeah,
the
obviously.
equations and that. But you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, but if he can turn up and just like hold his palm up and a fully edible apple appears, they're gonna go, fuck me, that's magic. This is the second coming of Christ. What's going on?
No, the first coming of Christ.
Wow. A lot of people, 1 billion Catholics around the globe are saying, oh, we missed the Pope on the RIPs.
We did that
Oh,
last
yeah.
time.
So we did. Has it been that long already? Wow. Pope Bob, he's in.
But
Pope
yeah,
Bob.
the guy with the apple.
The guy with the apple. Yeah, if he just turns up and goes, here's an apple, sweet fucking magic in him. What the hell? How can you do that?
I'm probably going to beat him to death and take the apple. It depends where he turns up.
Well, no, because
You
you
can
can.
tell that he'll beat it up in the apple. Because
No, everyone is beginning to do fucking vodka shots. Or beer.
Yeah.
There's a bloke out there who can materialise alcohol. Because we know how to have a fucking party, Mike.
So, what do we think?
Well, clearly, I'm going to go first here. Clearly, they are resurrecting the ancient god king Nimrod, his DNA and the Large Hadron Collider.
I'm glad to see you coming into my way of thinking.
How could I not? It makes perfect sense.
Especially with a name like Nimrod.
Exactly. That means Pete's on board. Claire, so to you. No, seriously, go on, Claire. You
It's
go
too
next.
risky. It's too whatever they're doing is a bit risky, and they should.
Yeah, but surely, if we find out these things, we can unlock the secrets of the universe. Then we can have faster than light travel or whatever we want. Isn't the benefits outweigh the risks?
Create a black hole or
Well,
you know, some sort of.
We don't know that.
Bomb
That's
just
a theory.
fucking-
That's a hypothesis.
One of them will come true. It could be the shit one.
It could be.
That's the same as AI.
Same with AI.
I'm
Could
just as
destroy us or
fucking
save
scared
us.
of that.
You know, it's 50-50, isn't it? I think it's too much to gamble on, but I also think that we need to... I also think, weirdly, if CERN are doing like
Human yearning
faster
for
than,
knowledge, isn't it?
faster than light stuff, then that's a good thing, because this Earth ain't going to last forever, and we need to get to other planets to fuck them up too.
And we'll need AIs to help us get there because our bodies and brains aren't capable of doing what an AI could potentially do.
Yeah, and
We
we'll
can send them first.
they can get the place ready for us. And then, but we need the faster than light travel. We still might be 40 years to the nearest habitable star.
But AI brains might be able to do these calculations better than we can, so it might increase the speed on which we get to this point.
Well, the thing is, let's say, I mean, because it's like a year is, so it's like a light year is, so if something's 40 light years away, it's 40 years there if you're going at the speed of light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking both answered at once then, didn't they? I had a science question, they were fucking there. They're fighting this out.
That was mathematical as well, though, wasn't it? So
Oof, well,
that's where I was.
There's a lot of crossovers between mathematics and science, isn't there?
Yeah, physics and maths go together, don't they?
so going at the speed of light is 40 years, even with AI, and that's all we can do. We've got to have some kind of fucking like technology to get us there a bit faster or sustain us. And this is what CERN is working on. We've got to get off the planet eventually. If we want to survive as a species, we have to get off the planet.
I'm
Well, we're
still
outgrowing it, aren't we?
I'm still thinking about sending that. You know, you guys sending AI to a planet, getting it ready for us, and then we
Shake
turn
and
up
bake.
and they enslave us.
Well,
Yeah, there's that, yeah. Yeah, we wake up 40 years later and all of a sudden the air pointing guns at us.
The thing is, though, we wouldn't get there first. Probably.
We wouldn't.
We wouldn't.
They'd have to get there first.
Yeah, but we set off at the same time. They went first. They can go faster than us, right?
Okay.
People behind us in time, or forward in time, should I say, they will get there faster than us, more than likely, because they would have developed faster ways of getting
Technology
there.
will be
Yeah.
better. So we might end up overtaking them halfway
Yeah.
and get there in 20
That's what I'm
years.
saying.
So 60 years later, we've arrived there, but they still haven't because.
Yeah. So if we went down, right now, at 42, and we get there 40 years later,
So they froze us.
and
in
our
cryo or
kids,
something. They'd have to
your
freeze us,
kids,
wouldn't
you get there, you're still the same age.
Yeah. Your
You're
kids
still
will
the
be
same
there.
age.
they? And your kids will be like
Your
old,
kids,
because they've been on the planet for like 40 years.
well, they might have been there for 20 years. They've halved it, so they're still the same age. We all. Oh, that'd be mental. Dad, you know what? You know we've
But
been.
then their grandkids will probably get there before them.
Yeah. Yeah, because the zoo would be leaving sperm, wouldn't you, as well?
Well, no, because things will just develop, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
On this planet, people will be breeding
Yeah.
and generations will go down. So
Yeah.
you get there, and your great grandson would get there first.
Yeah, they're all at the
Everybody
colony.
else would be there.
You could be there. So you could get there. You might get lost somewhere, and it takes 1,000 years. You get there, and everything's like already fucking top notch and built, and you're
Yeah.
get in. Still 40 fucking 2.
Happy accident.
Happy accident. Everything's got hover cars and replicators. You're like, oh yeah, you're one of our first ones we sent out. Wow. Okay, yeah, get used to it. Like Captain America going to sleep in the 40s and waking up in the 2000s. Oh, what the fuck's this? Holodeck, you say? Oh.
I think they've got people still working on cryogenesis.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freezing us like.
100%.
NASA would be, wouldn't
It's
it?
the only way we're ever going to get proper interplanetary travel.
Yeah, you gotta freeze us. Got to sustain stasis or somehow.
Unless we bend space. And
Yeah,
time.
but because even with light speed faster than light, he's talking 40 years to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'd have to cryo freeze us.
They have to, and that's, as I say, we start bending space and time. Like, you know,
Riding on the mushrooms.
Which
it's-
says that CERN might not figure that out somehow.
I mean, that's how they think UFOs work. Flying saucers, gravity projectors, stuff that's leaked to Area 51, bend enough gravity, and you can just skip, and it takes a matter of minutes.
Otherwise, these aliens that appear within our solar system, whatever, because there's all sorts of different sightings, whether they've been from long distance telescopes, where they've seen what they think is a mothership, all these different things, yeah? The tic-tacs in our sky.
Yeah.
So if they're travelling by any normal kind of, I don't know, light speed faster than light, presumably they're coming from thousands of light years away from us.
Oh, maybe millions, who knows?
So,
Well, they might be coming from different dimensions.
So
I don't know.
Well, there's that too.
unless they're bending the fabrics of the
Mm.
universe to get to us in minutes, then by the time they do get here, they're probably hundreds of thousands of years
Oh, that's the other thing. There's, of course, there's some kind of...
behind of their actual civilizations. They've been forgotten about long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you're
Unless
right.
they are doing that
Mhm.
and bending that
You've got to bend
fabric,
time.
Yeah. Because unless they're travelling like 1,000 times faster than the speed of light, which
It's still not enough, is it?
even then, yeah, exactly.
You know,
So-
maybe my limited mathematics knows that even that's not enough to get you here in like a few hours.
So that does make that I've never thought about it like that before, and it's just made me rethink my whole thoughts on like alien spacecraft that do arrive within our airspace or whatever, allegedly. If they haven't got here,
It's not
the
really
only way
allegedly, is
they've
it?
got here must be like
Or-
bending of the space of some
Or
sort.
through different dimensions.
Look at them fighting it out, Claire, for sciencey badge. Look at them going.
I can't get my head around the different dimensions.
Science off.
It's a science off.
It's too much of out there, like hypothesis, other dimensions for me.
Okay.
Fair enough. Well,
You watch Marvel films, didn't you?
Yeah,
It's all about that, isn't it?
multiverse.
Multiverse.
yeah.
Get your
but
head
that-
around it, can't you?
I can get my head around it, but what I'm saying is,
But
I
you
don't
don't
believe it for others real. Yeah, for Spider-Man
It's
and
just
whatnot, that's
hypothesis,
it's
isn't
great, isn't it? It's a great little, story, but it's not
New word of the day, that I think, innit? Hypothesis.
hypothesis.
Yeah, I love it. I love the multiverse thing. I know that. I like to think that there's a King Ben, obviously. There's a God Emperor Ben. There's the fucking every possibility is played out. Every
There's
choice.
also the rat slave, Ben.
Exactly. Every choice you've made.
You're the slave of rats.
Yeah, there is. Rats have taken over.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, just you.
Oh, just me.
Only you.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, there is. In infinite universes, infinite possibilities, and yeah, there's shitty ones. But you know what? I like the idea that there's a Ben out there who's fucking really living it up.
In them sewers, getting told what to do by King Rattus.
No, in the ones where I'm God Emperor.
That's
right,
just the
okay.
rat saying us every morning.
In the one where I'm like, supreme ruler, and the one where I'm a multi-millionaire and living that lifestyle. I like the idea of it. I like to think, you know what? Make the most of it, lad. Go for it. I like the optimism of it, in a way. But as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, that's also good.
What about the Sparkhead Ben?
Well, there's one of them. But I'm
That's
doing
what
better
I
than...
mean, the one that lives in the sewer.
Yeah, but I'm doing better than them.
Just about.
No, I'm doing a lot better than them.
It also makes you feel better about your life, I suppose.
Of course it
doesn't
does, yeah.
At least I'm not in the sewers.
Somewhere
Like
there's-
Rat King Ben.
Somewhere there's a version of you that, at 14, 15, that, you know what, I'm just going to fucking,
Start smacking up.
start smacking up.
Taking heroin in
or
my
become
eyeballs.
incredibly dedicated and work out every day and become as educated as possible. There's that side of you. There's always the infinite possibilities. There's always infinite versions of you.
Injecting
Who you
heroin
are-
into my eyeballs sounds easy,
That
though.
isn't you, is it? That's just
There's a
that's-
thousand versions of you that could have been, if you'd have made certain decisions along your path of through life, and you know that.
Gone left instead of right, you know, up instead of down.
Yeah. All these little micro choices you made.
But what makes you you is the micro choices you made.
Exactly, but there's going to be other dimensions where you made the other micro choice.
That wasn't you. That's Ben number 2.
I think it is.
0,
It
6,
splits
6,
off.
1, whatever.
It
Apart
splits
from the
off.
fact that you didn't make them choices.
Oh, don't get free will is a thing. That's what I'm saying.
The predetermined.
Bullshit.
I
I'm in
don't go
charge.
with that either.
No, I'm in charge. I make my own path.
Me, I'm with you
It's
on
one dimension, and you're choosing your own shit.
But I do like to think that my other decisions played out somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like that idea.
that. Yeah, I'd like to think that I've been commissioned by now. After 20 years in the forces, I've been commissioned.
In another universe, that's
That's what I
happening.
mean. I'm on my way towards being captain of a submarine, not just a medic, you know.
Yo, why stop at Captain Pete? You could be Admiral,
Admiral
of
of the fleet, yeah.
Vice Admiral Pete.
There's one where you're Emperor of the Universe, Pete.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and there's the other where you're, sucking off dogs for a living.
Sucking off dogs.
For a living.
How do I make a living off of that one, Ben?
Stud dogs need to release semen, but there's no bitches.
How are they going to birth the...
There's a bit
They're not,
shortage.
they're not, he just sucks up the dog to relieve it.
I'm the one that artificially inseminates the females that are around
Spits
there.
it, he spits it in.
I catch it in my mouth, quickly run. I'm doing the first one on the way. Oh, I've got three in my mouth.
And he has to run 100 metres to
Yeah,
do it.
In one universe, sucking off dogs is one of the highest paid sports.
Yeah, exactly. Who can get the dog off the
Pete's
fastest?
the world champion.
I can get the dog off the fastest of anyone on the planet.
I have the best insemination rate going.
I just cut my hands and spit it in.
It's all in the pinch.
I love that idea.
One universe, Pete's got a belly full of dog semen.
No, don't swallow it. Oh God, that's just gross.
No, you just hold it gently in his mouth.
Yeah. You go, I'm not an animal. Jesus.
You can have some leakage.
I'm not a monster.
You're gonna have
But
some
no,
leakage.
that's the beauty of the 100-metre dash is you've got to work your balance. You see, sort of balance, so you don't lose
You're gonna
any.
spit it in the bucket at the end of the
No,
100
you
metres.
spit it straight into the vagina.
You got to wear a special. You got to wear a special little nose glove though, because obviously it's very close to the arsehole.
Whose vagina are you spitting dog semen into?
the bitches.
Out of the dogs,
They,
the
Oh,
bitches.
they can't get it on these days, you see.
That's true. You have to help a bulldog in.
Just use a turkey paste.
No, that was more effective because it keeps the
In
body
this
temperature.
In this reality, this is how all dogs are birthed. It's just Pete.
Nobody else, just me.
You know what else?
Well-
Pete's the chief dog inseminator of the
You're the
planet.
best.
It's those pursed lips I have.
Well-
Oh shit! I think we should finish quickly.
On that note,
That's what the dog said.
on that note, let's end the show. I've been Ben. Thank you for listening. Don't join the favourite. Don't join the cult.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
I've been Claire, keep it over my way. That was so open that it spelled out English.
And I've been Pete. Don't have such an open mind that you want to start trying to inseminate dogs by sucking them off. No, please don't.
Don't suck
Goodbye.
dogs off.
Leave the dogs alone.